We'd like to find the derivative of these inverse trig functions. First of all, I have the inverse sine of 5x minus 1. So it's not just inverse sine of x, we've got some stuff, but let's refresh our memories. What is the derivative of the inverse sine of x? And that is 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. So when we work this problem, it's a u instead of an x, so we would need to put the stuff right here where the x is, and then we would also need to do the chain rule multiplied by the derivative of the stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. So the derivative is going to be 1 over the square root of 1 minus, and here we will put our u, or our stuff, and that needs to be squared. And then we need to multiply that by the derivative of the stuff, and the derivative of 5x minus 1 is 5. So we've got our derivative is 5 over the square root of 1. Now if we multiplied this out, this would be 25x squared, distributing the negative, negative 25x squared. Maybe I'll write this down below and then we'll distribute the negative. So minus 10x plus 1 with this negative distributed here. So that's going to be plus 10x and minus 1. So final answer here, these ones will cancel, and so we'll be left with 5 over the square root of 10x minus 25x squared. Now looking at this second function, we've got a product, x times the arctan, which is the same thing as the inverse tangent of the square root of x. So let's first of all refresh our memories on what is the derivative of the inverse tangent of x, and that is 1 over 1 plus x squared. So instead of our x here, we're going to have square root of x, and then we would need to multiply by the derivative of that. So let's actually do that as well. If we had square root of x, which is x to the 1/2, and we did a derivative, we would have a power out in front, decrease the power by 1. So when we need our derivative of square root of x, we've got it there. So let's go ahead and now work this problem finding the derivative. We have a product rule, which is going to be first times the derivative of the second. So the derivative of arctangent of the stuff is 1 over 1 plus the stuff squared, and then multiplied by the derivative of the stuff, which is right here, which we can express that as 1 over 2 square root of x. And then plus the second, which is arctangent of square root of x, multiplied by the derivative of the first, and the derivative of x, of course, is just 1. So let's see if we could simplify this a little bit and express our final answer. First of all, I see that I have a square root of x here with an x, so this is like an x to the 1 bringing this up times an x to the minus 1/2, so that would be an x to the 1/2 on top, so that would be square root of x, over the squared and the square root will cancel, so that'll leave me 1 plus x, and we still have this 2, and then plus the arctangent of the square root of x. So here is our derivative.